What's up? It's ADR back again with ADR's Premier League review. Hope you liked all the other videos on the channel. The last video, we're back now for good consistency. The Premier League season is upon us. But a topic I actually wanted to touch base with today, something that I feel like a lot of people kind of avoid, is the Premier League corrupt? A lot of people like to keep corruption out of it for some strange reason. I'm not just bringing this up with Manchester City's 115 charges, right? It's just been a couple different things for me. It's been the reffing decisions. It's been how certain teams I feel like are treated differently than other teams. It's been financial fair play coming into act. It's FIFA in general, how they deal with certain things that we see. I think that the Champions League does a decent job of it, but you know, a lot of people don't really like talking on the topic of referees being corrupt. Like, I think a lot of people need to understand that corruption happens quite a bit in sports. Even, you know, if we're going into other sports, NBA, one of the NBA commissioner was corrupt. So I don't. You know, David Stern, if people don't know about that, he was the NBA commissioner before Adam Silver, who is the commissioner now, was known for fixing games. Like, this isn't a new thing. And the fact that I feel like a lot of people in the UK are scared to touch on this topic because they feel like football is preserved. And it's preserved in some instances, but you guys have to understand, money is money, man. You seen them greenbacks. You're going to turn a blind eye a little bit here and there, right? Especially if you have influence from people that are higher up that are throwing money in your pocket. Now, if it's like me on the side of the street and I'm going to a Premier League ref and like, hey, ref, I'll give you 250 quid to turn your eye on that. He's not doing that, right? But we're talking about corruption from the top down. Yes, there's absolutely corruption in the Premier League. I don't know why we act as though the Premier League and other leagues, La Liga and things like that, is just not a thing, right? We've seen Barcelona come out and we've seen people from Barcelona's old camp and refs come out and say, yeah, we were paid off. Like, this is now proven. This is something that has happened. I believe that happened with the Chelsea versus Barcelona Champions League final. It's clear as day. It's been happening for time, right? So I like to touch on this topic because as we're getting further into the VAR and things like that, we've seen reffing decisions that have been absolutely asinine. One of my favorite words, and you'll hear that quite a bit on the channel, but to be completely honest with you, I genuinely think that some of the decisions can only be based off corruption. Like, if you're able, like, I understand the game is fast-paced, but then if you're able to go back and re-review something and you still come to a decision, and that decision is quite clear, 98% of the fans can see it, coaching staff, players can see that that decision is false, and you still go with it, there's some minute detail that we may be missing, and it could be in your bank account, right? It could be in the way of a couple $1,000s. We saw decisions in CONCACAF, or not CONCACAF, in the Copa America for the U.S., we saw decisions being made for Argentina and against them. We also saw decisions for Brazil. We saw decisions for quite a few different countries that were in their favor and against them, right? And we also saw refs reffing Copa America who had been previously charged for corruption, for fixing matches, that were back in charge of the matches. I don't understand how that even works, right? If you're in any job anywhere on earth and you've taken money from the company, let's just say you're working at Amazon and you're skimming money off the top, or working at a bank and you're skimming money off the top, that bank isn't hiring you back. That goes on your record and you're known for doing that. Why are we thinking that these refs who are of South American heritage, who have been caught for cheating, are going to ref a South American game and not have a little bit of bias, especially if he's in from around that country, and there is somebody, you don't think that if somebody taps his shoulder again and gives him money that he's not going to be willing to do it again? I mean, that's just ridiculous for you to think that there is not some sort of correlation between the two. Like, let's really talk about this if we're going to bring this up as a subject. This is completely normal. We've seen it with NBA. I don't watch cricket, but I guarantee you that's happened in cricket. It probably happens in rugby. It happens in the NFL. It happens in Major League Baseball. It happens in sports. Money runs everything. If there's corruption in Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies, and there's corruption in government and things like that, you don't think that there's going to be corruption in sports? In sports, are you serious? And the biggest sport that 4 billion people watch and play around the world, you genuinely don't think that there's going to be corruption in it? That's crazy to me. And then just breaking it down, you don't think that there's corruption in the Premier League, the best, I wouldn't say the best league, because obviously La Liga has winners that consistently win the biggest thing, like Real Madrid is the best club in the world. So, but as far as what is universally known and visualized as the best league, we can state pretty confidently that the Premier League is up there. That is one of the biggest things that bugs me. Like, I remember this last season, one of the teams came out, if I'm not mistaken, it was Nottingham Forest, and said one of the guys on VAR was born in a city that they were playing against, and people came out and stated that, they're just, and making jokes about it. I don't get how that's a joke. Somebody with any sort of background with a team or from that city and is known to be from that city and support a team, why do we think that they could just throw bias out here? Like, that's just, I just don't get that. I'm not saying that everybody from that city or from that area is corrupt, but the fact that we're even giving it a life and a chance and thinking that somebody who's claiming that and posing to investigate it, like, hey, look, Premier League, this guy's from this area and he reffed against us, or he reffed for this team in this game, you should probably take a look at it. Oh, no, you guys are just crazy. There are adults here. Adults don't ever mess up. Like, what are we thinking? This is stupid. Like, let's actually have some real analysis and pay attention if a team is actually directly saying, hey, look, this looks a little bit off, and that decision was ridiculous, let's be honest. We need to actually take a look at this and not just be like, I remember people on ESPN were absolutely just coming at him saying, we should, I guess the guy from Liverpool can't ref the Liverpool games. Like, no, like, let's actually not make a joke here and look at the facts that are here and look at what's happening. Right? So this is something I just wanted to touch base on, is there corruption in the Premier League? Leave me your comments down below. I want to know what you guys think. Like the video, subscribe. I'm going to be coming out with content like this. It's not going to just be all analytics, tactics, and based on the game. I'm going to be coming out with real topics that honestly come to my brain, right? That annoy me from time to time, that I feel like people don't just talk about consistently. So this is this video. Again, like, subscribe, share it. I appreciate you guys. This was ADR's Premier League review, and we are out. Peace.